this is your first hunt, and you've come to the most dangerous planet in the universe.
Hi to the two of you. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed this film, which really surprised me, quite frankly, because I've never been the biggest Predator fan, and I cannot wait for people to see this on the big screen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, within the first few minutes, you're reminded of how much it meant to impress your parents and to make them proud. And I'm wondering if you all can recall the first time you made your parents proud, because that kind of sets the scene for a lot of the heartbreak that Deck experiences throughout the film.
Ooh, that's hard. I don't know if I have like a specific moment of like the first time. I know one time I got to present at the ESPY Awards, like the sports awards,
Yep.
and that was like
That's cool.
my mom was like, okay, like I am so proud of you because they're all athletes. So
Yeah.
out of everything I've done, that was what she's been most excited about.
Shucks, I'm trying to think of a time. Maybe, I don't know, something in high school. Maybe I would have got an award or like got a scholarship to go to university. My parents were very passionate about me getting education after high school. So I think,
Sure.
yeah, that would have been something they're proud of. That's super, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they're proud of me.
Have they seen this on the big screen? Because it's one thing to be, you know, to be involved in the production of this. I can't imagine what it's like for the two of you to see something like this completed on a big screen, preferably a Harkins theater. But it's just incredible to watch. Have they seen it, your parents?
Yes.
Demetrius?
So my mom has seen it. I brought her to London with me when we did the screening over
Yeah.
there at the what was
Big
the
IMAX
yeah.
theater. I know, I forget exactly what it was
It's like
called.
the biggest in Europe or something
Yeah,
apparently. And
yeah.
yeah, so my mom got to watch it then and she was over the moon. So
Did she cry?
I think so, yeah. I looked over, there was a few tears. I was like, oh, save some tears for me,
Emotional.
mama. But
It
yeah.
is. It's very emotional. I just was so impressed on so many levels by it. Elle, I loved Thea's character. She's got this confidence and this childlike joyfulness, and I'm curious how you kind of crafted some of the differing parts of her.
Yes, she has such a positive attitude. I mean, she was really written like that in the script, like a very spunky personality. And she's kind of like we've unlike any synth we've seen in the Wayland Yutani alien universe before. So Dan really created something new, and I was excited to have that fresh take. And I think she's a really, a perfect opposite to Dex, very kind of straight man demeanor. And I love that there's some comedy in a Predator film. It's very unexpected. Yep.
I would even argue you don't even need to have seen all of the Predator films to truly enjoy this.
I agree.
I know, Demetrius, you're going to get asked about New Zealand. It is one of my absolute favorite countries, and you are so fortunate to have a history there. But filming there, can you just tell me what that meant to you and what it meant to maybe show someone like Elle, who I don't think had ever been there, your country?
Oh, it was honestly, I can't explain it. It's something I'm very proud of that we were able to, show off a little bit of our backyard to the world and build Yautja Prime and all of these otherworldly places in my home. I'm just lost for words, honestly. Sometimes I'd come to sit because I was even seeing locations for the first time where we were shooting at because they were allowing access to a film crew. A lot of the places, like the public, isn't even allowed to go there. So I felt really blessed, to be in these spaces and to be able to showcase New Zealand. It's such a beautiful place. It's my home, it's where I've grown up, and I always used to say it's the greatest place in the world. And I love it there, and I'm happy that we're able to share that love with everyone else.
Dan, I'm Tara Hitchcock. I'm based in Arizona. I work with Harkins Theaters, the largest independently owned theater chain in the US. We're based in Arizona, which is where I got to see your phenomenal film. And I'll be honest, I have never been a huge Predator person. I thought this was great. Congratulations. It was so good.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad that you saw it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thrilled I saw it on a big screen. Out of all the cool things that you have given us in this world you've created, what were you most excited, or what are you most excited for Harkins Theaters audience goers to see? Because you've got everything from razor grass to these creatures. I mean, it's a feast for the eyes.
There's a lot of unexpected things that happen in the movie, some very cool surprises. Some of my favorite things are those, and I don't want to step on it for anyone. There's this is the first time that the Predators wielded a sword, and that sword moves in a very specific way. And I'm really excited for sci-fi fans to see a weapon just like this. And just all the big crazy there. I think one of the things that I didn't realize until we got to the end of making the movie is not just the amount of action in it, but the different kinds. There's so many different kinds of set pieces, from really taut suspense to crazy creature kills, and to awesome hand-to-hand fights with the Predator and robots, and it's just got a lot packed in.
And despite all of that, some of the greatest moments are the quieter, simpler. I mean, you have just managed, I mean, who knew that the Yautja could also deal with childhood trauma? I mean, you deal with some stuff in there that would break anybody's heart.
Yeah, that one of the inspiring movies of my lifetime, and a huge touchstone for this movie, was Terminator 2. I think
Yeah.
The Predator is like Terminator, and Badlands is to Terminator 2, which was a movie that had state-of-the-art visual effects, was incredibly intense, awesome action, but also had a huge heaping dose of heart.
It's interesting. You bring up Terminator, and obviously you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger when you think of that, and you think of this. We just sat down with the cast of The Running Man, and they talked about kind of connecting with Arnold and basically getting his blessing, if you even needed to get that. Did that matter to you with anybody involved in this universe? Was there anybody that you even cared, gave them your sign off, or someone you wanted to connect with?
Well, I actually did sit down with Arnold, we included him in the animated Predator film I made just prior to
Sure.
this. And we had an incredible conversation. We were able to bond over the hardships of being out in the jungles and shooting a movie like this. And Jim Cameron was is one of my heroes. I was able to meet with Jim. He was a huge fan of Prey, one of my earlier installments, and he had me come down and sit with him when he was editing and shooting some of Avatar 3. And I told him the crazy process that we were going to do in making this movie. And it was just when we were prepping it. We didn't start shooting yet, and I was incredibly nervous because we were doing something that hadn't been done before. And we were in his editing bay, and then we went to dinner. We drove separately, and when he sat down in front of me, he said, "I thought about what you're doing, and I think it's gonna work." And that
Wow.
was like, I could cry, but also like to take that wind and put it in the sails of the whole crew right back before we were about to shoot was really incredible. So yeah, those words really meant the world to me.
Has he seen it yet?
And ironically, funny that you ask, I sent him an earlier cut of the movie. It was almost finished, but not quite there, just for some final notes, anything I could get from him. And he sent back a note that said, "I have to be honest, when you first told me about what you were doing, I didn't think you were going to pull it off, but holy crap, you really made me believe that in the Predator." It was like this whole long thing of that what we accomplished. And yeah, he really knows exactly what someone in my shoes needs to hear at specific moments, and yeah, he's been very generous, and it was incredible. Yeah.
So Jim Cameron lied to you, is what you're telling me, when you needed it
I don't
most.
know if he lied or he forgot
Right.
about the first time that, or he just he knows what needs to be heard to pull something like this off.